Okay, now we're gonna test this out. I've done day scene here in the kitchen. Oof, apologies if there's any loud noises, but kind of want to test out. Now this is S-Cintetone. Just kind of want to determine a little bit of what the kind of want to see if that gives a little bit of a this warmth back here, but I've got essentially this, I guess you want to call, right, the practical back here. And then I have a big, if you will, soft lighting. It's kind of off to the side. So it's sort of like back filling, and you kind of want to do right from the shadow side. I don't know. I'm just kind of testing this out. This is S-Cintetone 35 at focal length 35. What is it, millimeters, or I don't even know. Out of 35 focal length. What is it? I have no idea. Okay. ISO 800. Just kind of testing out what those would look like on S-Cintetone. So then I'll move over, and I'm at 100% on my Amaran 60D. And then I have the Zune back there, kind of providing some, I don't know, something. Now, if I had it, I would want to do hair light or something to kind of break up, right? Dark and light. But in any case, we'll see what this looks like, and I'm going to jump into S-Log in just a minute here, or in just in a second. All right, be right back. Now we are in SLOG-3, and I've sort of changed that practical back there as far as, what it's aiming at, and perhaps give it just a slightly different texture back there, sort of as like a, how would you call it, practical, right? Still same setup where we've got this as our you know on camera practical with sort of a light that's facing that way away, and then this diffusion, if you will. You can't see it, but let me do this to give you from the camera, right? We're gonna go here, we're gonna go video, and now we're gonna double record. So now we're gonna go, okay, we're going at camera. We got this guy, and then we're gonna go behind to see how this is set up, right? So it's sort of bouncing right off of that, the wall, not direct, right? To sort of, I guess you can say, give some level to the actual space, right? And then back there, right, you got the Xeon. These are just two lights. We're shooting the kitchen again. The last video I made, I was using the sun that was coming through that window back there to provide the sort of the main key, if you will, as well as just some light right on the head, shoulder. Provided some of that to differentiate, right, outline the subject, and then I was able to bring in that Amaran 60D and just basically kind of blast it to kind of help wrap a little bit, provide some of that front kind of expose the subject a little bit more, and then I use my Nisi variable ND to expose for that sun that's coming in, and then again just provide that Amaran lighting for the subject, kind of bring up the exposure. So this is S-Log. I know it's recommended to go like 2 stops over or what have you. So this is right now, give or take half a stop. So I'm gonna go back to the camera, and I'll raise up the lighting. Actually, raise up the exposure. And then what I'm gonna do next is go bring in that like direct and see what that looks like, and probably bring in as close as possible. Ideally, I would have negative fill to kind of take all this other side out, and then just kind of give me, what is it, shoot from the shadow side, right? To kind of give me some of that dynamic, right? The dynamic contrast, that kind of deal. But in any case, I'm going to go back in there, raise up the ISO just a bit, just to kind of see what those 3 images will look like, and then I'm going to change the lighting here, and then do the same thing, S-Cintetone, and then S-Log, and then go through those progressions. All right, be right back. Okay, now I have raised ISO all the way up to 3200 on SLOG-3. We're just a touch under 2 stops. And also we'll just kind of determine what this will look like when we post it, or rather when we go into post, and be able to determine, what's the best image that's coming out of the camera based on this, kind of what have you. I don't want to say half, not fully set up. I do want to make sure I get this, sort of set up out there, as far as like, okay, this is what I'm capable of given the tools that I have at hand. With further growth and added tools, lighting especially, I think that's the main key. I definitely want to add in more lighting to the kit, and then maybe one lens. That 35 would be perfect, because I do enjoy a 35 probably the most, give or take, depending on the situation. But I would say 35, especially for a sit down. So we'll see what this looks like when we go into post. Okay, so now we're going to change the lighting and do S-Cintetone, and then go into S-Log-3. All right, I'll be right back. All right, so we are rolling on S-Log-3, ISO 800. We're just a stop over exposure. The levels, we got the Xeon Xeon back there again. Let me just go back to my camera so I can see the little monitor guy that I'm using to determine, where I am. We're at a focal length 35, 2.8 aperture. Again, we got Amran 60D out back, or over here. This looks like a lot, to be honest. It just looks very washed. This is what I'm not liking. See, the issue, really, what I'm kind of dealing with is just going straight through here. I have no neg to, also nothing to cut off any of these. It's just kind of bouncing around. And also, I think I'd have it just on the dish. I wonder if I did use the softbox, if that would be better to control the spill, and it would be just a direct light. That actually might be better. So that would be my next step here, because I just don't like that it's so flat. And I know it's S-Log, so we'll go into S-Cintetone, and we'll keep this. I'm using the Sidus link here to control lighting. It's at 100%. So let me go into S-Cintetone, and then we'll compare and contrast what the image looks like given the same setup with the Xeon back there with that warmer tone, and then just daylight balance here. My camera is daylight balance, so you'll see that when I bring it into post. So I'll go ahead and go into S-Cintetone, and then I'm gonna record that, and then go and grab the softbox so you can we can differentiate and hopefully bring more of a dynamic look where there's some contrast in the image. So be right back. Okay, now we got S-Log-3. We have the what is it called? The softbox that's on the Amran 60D, and this is the image. Now this is definitely darker. It's a little bit underexposed as far as what the camera's showing. So, but I do like more moody, if you will. So I wonder if I can pull this back. Let me just do that real quick. Pull this back. Kind of widen that up a bit. As far as how much is hitting. Does that help? I have my kids' chair right here. Okay. So if I was to shoot a documentary in someone's kitchen, give or take, this is what I would do. So I did brighten it up. Now my phone. Let me get my phone with the Sidus link, right? Beautiful. Okay, I can't even raise the levels. No, I gotta raise ISO. That's what I need to do. Still got the Xeon Zoom. Hey, Zoom, if you want to send me some stuff, I can use can use the gear. So let me go ahead and come right back with the higher ISO. Okay, now we're at 3200 and we're 2 stops. So that's supposed to give us the cleanest image as far as, you know, the S-Log. But the problem is if I had a better, brighter light, then I wouldn't have to do such a high, I wouldn't have to put the camera such high ISO. And here we are with my face in. But I do really, because this gives some layer here, but I just want something that, you know, pops me off the background. And I need a lot of neg to give, again, just the contrast. I'm looking for the contrast. I'm not getting the contrast because it's just washing all over the place. But also, if I am, you know, getting more gear, that's kind of what I would want to do. And send the link I want to see. Send the link. My boy wants to see the link. Okay, I'm going to send it. I'm going to see it. To the light. Oh, let's get affiliate link going. That's what I want to get. Okay, so I'm gonna go watch a movie with my wife because both our kids are asleep. And sorry, both. Wow, I have 3 kids. Good lord. So in any case, I'm gonna put this into DaVinci and see if I can come up with a decent video, kind of breaking down the different setups and kind of go through it. I don't know. We'll see what this looks like. If not, this was a good test. So with that, I bid you all a good night.